This is going to go over self-mobilization for the foot and the ankle. Really helpful to start working on getting your ankle to turn in, especially if you have lateral ankle pain. So as I bring my foot across, I'm going to do a couple things here. It's my left foot, right? I'm going to bring my right hand underneath my foot, right? And I'm going to give myself like this little, I don't know, like a pinch or a clasp on the outside of my foot. And then this hand is going to be my stabilizing hand to kind of block movement from going further up my foot. So I'm going to basically gradually work up my foot to try and mobilize joints along the way. So as I grab under here and I kind of cup over top of those other four toes besides for my big toe, I'm going to take my web space of my other hand, I'm going to put it right around this joint, this big joint around my great toe. So starting off here, I'm going to pull a little bit down and a little bit in. And as I do that, this other stabilizing hand is pushing a little bit away to almost stop the rest of my foot from moving. So this hand here is pushing almost straight away from me towards the floor to create a nice stable block for me to then pull my toes up and around. And this is really trying to facilitate my foot to go a little bit down and a little bit in, almost trying to make my arch raise up and in a little bit. So each one of these points, I would just very lightly push and pull down and then in, just in and out. Maybe somewhere in the 8 to 15 times. And then I'm going to take this stabilizing hand and I'm going to slowly slide it back up my foot. And as I take my fingertips up here, I'll find like another little bony bump here on the top of my foot. So I'll stop just short of that and then I'll do it again 8 to 15 times. So really, as I slide my stabilizing hand further up my foot, it's just stopping the motion right there, so it's really not translating further up my ankle. And I'm very lightly pushing away as I use this other hand to pull down and in. And it's just a very light self-mobilization. You see that I kind of rock in and out of, where I'm a little bit down and then a little bit in towards me. And then I'll slide this hand up a little further. And then once again, and obviously the further up I slide my hand, I'll be getting a little bit more motion because more of my foot is going to be moving. So it's down and in, and I'm really making sure that I press into that spot with my stabilizing hand so that I'm stopping the motion from going further up my ankle and foot. And then I'll slide back a little bit beyond the height of the arch of the foot. Now I have my thumb going kind of right in front of my heel underneath. Same thing, a light push away as I pull a little bit down and in. You may start to feel a little bit of a stretch on the outside of the ankle, which is fine. You may feel a little bit of pressure through here, but it shouldn't be anything overly uncomfortable. And I'm just rocking in and out. And then really I'll go as far back as getting to where I'm at my heel, right? So, once my thumb is on my heel, and if I find this bone on the inside of my ankle, once my web space goes just underneath that bone, that's about as far back as I want to go. And now I'm really taking my whole foot and basically pulling it a little bit down and a little bit in to try and mobilize my foot into this inverted or turning in direction. So hitting different spots along the foot, so you're hitting these little joints that make up the structure of your foot and trying to kind of isolate each one and get it to move in a way that doesn't typically move, especially if you have someone with a flat foot or someone whose arch collapses where their foot is constantly collapsing outward. This is pulling it into the opposite direction.